Boom. Press the
What
button.
episode is this?
What?
What episode is this? You know when they open up and they say what episode it is?
30, I think. Number
No,
30.
29.
I feel like it's 30.
Is it?
And I am law.
Here's my 30th birthday.
My word is my bond. I'm pretty sure we're on 30, dude. I'm certain of it. I bet these muscles on it. First session back in the gym today.
You're not going all in then. You're not going all in with those little things.
Hey, first session in the gym today. Oh, well, you've clearly not trained biceps. Or any other variation of your arm.
What did you train? Arms, yeah?
I just started with a bit of back. Back's my go-to. Whenever I have any sort of break from the gym, the first session back, no pun intended, is back. Boom.
Very, great start to the pod. Should we end on that? Dude, should we end on that?
Yeah. Right, and I'll see you next time. Actually cut it there. Yeah, I feel like we've covered everything today. I feel like we've really got. I feel like you've really got your point across. Do you know what I mean? Have you actually took clients today? Have you been in the shop? Have you been in the gym?
I certainly have. Yeah.
How did it feel? I'm going to turn that heater off.
If I could pick my mindset for the rest of my life, it would be today. It would be like what my mind was like today would be how I would be. I would just, dude, like right at the beginning, my first client, I was like, oh, it's a bit weird, like having, and I think that was just because obviously like Pure Gym's a big establishment. So it's like, there was probably like, I don't know, like 60 people in there when I went in. And I was like, oh, it's a bit weird, but straight away, dude, like everyone was like, you know what I mean? Like most people were happy in that, like glad it was back. It was real good energy.
There's been a certain amount of like, there's been a good vibe everywhere today, hasn't there?
Yeah. Right? Yeah, there's been a bit of a buzz.
Imagine if there's been a certain amount of hair gel today that's coming out with something dead random. So there hasn't been a certain amount of at all.
Or I'm like, there's just been there's just been a bit of a buzz today. And you're like, what's that in your hair? And I've got honeycomb in my hair by accident and there's like a few bees around it.
Yeah. Like the day's just been really powdery. And you're like, what do you mean? And you're just covered in talcum powder.
You stand up and you've got no bottoms on and just talc everything.
Yeah.
Just talc legs. You just got real white legs, like milk bottles.
Like you feel like you've got all the talcum powder off you because you like wipe it off, and then a little bit goes in your nose and you sneeze and it all just puffs out your hair. Yes, I've opened the shop today. Thanks for asking.
I was about to.
Dude, what's that on South Park? Hello there, go fuck yourself.
No.
Have you not seen it? Oh, it's a fucking South Park episode where he answers the phone and says, dibba dibba, go fuck yourself.
I know I know a phone jacker, he does it.
Yeah, well.
There's a website and it's like the website's like hi madam, I'm calling from www.dipyournarbinflamange.com or have sex with good evening madam, I'm calling from www.havesexwithaflamingo.com / and it would say like have a shit about hoovers and whatnot, and having sex with flamingos.
I left the house this morning and I got to my gym and I signed up to David Lloyd before the last lockdown. So I literally signed up and then went straight into the lockdown. So we've not done a session there. And I got there this morning and it was decent, mate. I trained first thing, but I I had that pre-workout, and it literally, I'm not even joking. I told you before, didn't I? Like, it made me give me anxiety for 4 hours. I finished.
Hey, but did you have a good workout?
Yeah, but I had a hell of a workout. I had an anxiety-free workout followed by 4 hours of hell. 4 hours of fucking edge of your seat hell. So we did the tattoo, and then I got to the shop, and my client come. He come about half an hour later, and I'm sat drawing my tattoo up, and I'm like, "Fuck me, I feel well anxious, like I'm proper nervous." Do you know what I mean?
Did you try and Paul? Did you try and like 2 hours in? Did you try and like dash the anxiety with some extra pre-workout?
Yeah, try and curb it by taking just a little another dose. Like that first one was horrible. I'm gonna have another to get.
Just scooping it in, yeah. Just chatting to your client, like, yeah, like they're with you for the time because you've booked them in all day. But throughout the day, like, dude, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to take another break. I'm really anxious at the moment. Feel my heart, and then you just getting up and adding more pre-workout.
I'm like explaining to him that the pre-workout he had this morning before the gym, I've not had it for a while. It was the most horrible experience ever. And while I'm explaining it to him, I'm stirring in my pre-workout I'm about to drink.
Yeah, into a drink that doesn't make any sense. Like you've got like throughout the day you're making like you've got like a coconut cocktail, like with like the coconut come out of it, like the milk, but you've still got like pre-workout, just adding it in various different drinks.
Or I go to the toilet after it. I go to the toilet after I get to the shop, and I mix a pre-workout, and then I go and throw up the previous pre-workout. And I'm like throwing up in the toilet, going, and then drinking some of the next pre-workout that I just mixed. And it just makes no sense.
Giving yourself like a pre-workout, oh god, the word was there. What's the thing where you dude, as if I forgot you put it up your butt. Put the tube.
Up your butt.
What's it called?
I don't know. I feel like we just move on.
Yeah.
Like let it go. Let it go. So I've got to
like it's a fucking snowman melting and I'm trying to stop it from melting.
Yeah.
There's no point. There's no the chance of me getting this word is the same. And the chance of me getting this word is the same as like me preventing a snowman from melting in Siberia.
Yeah. Right. So I've just watched the fucking
enema. That was the word. Coffee enema. Enema. That's the word. So you just watched, dude. Go on. I'm sorry, but I had to.
The word came to you. The word came and groped you vigorously. I've just watched that fucking. So you said you wanted to speak about this Jake Paul and Ben Askren fight. I know very little about both of them, so I've just watched the fucking. I've just watched them two Jake Paul fights. The first one, he fights this little dude, right? Have you seen them both?
Yeah.
The first one, he fights
the little dude.
The little dude that just keeps falling over.
The NBA dude, yeah. He was an NBA player.
Not the NBA dude. I'm talking about the other one. He had two fights. One was a black guy that was an NBA player. And that was equally as hilarious as the other one. But the other one was so funny. The guy was like fucking bouncing along the ring and then just falling onto his ass. Do you know what I mean? He fell over about 4 times. It was just it might be the worst performance I've ever seen in a boxing ring. Like, I'd get in a ring with that guy with my experience with boxing, and I'd be confident I could fucking I could knock you out. I might be wrong, but I believe it in my soul.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So I mean, that Ben Askren is so he's not technically a boxer, is he? He's more a wrestling background. But when someone's a fighter, they're a fighter. It's
Mhm.
it's years of conditioning, it's years of training. He's got massively got the upper hand, and his professionalism. Like, one thing I noticed, and you see this if you ever go to amateur boxing matches, the less experience the two fighters in the ring have got, the more clinching and stuff that happens. Like, the more they find each other in the center of the ring and just grab each other, and the ref's constantly got to do that. But when the fighters are more experienced, that tends to happen less. You know what I mean? Because they're not grabbing each other as much. That Jake Paul was literally getting the other guy in headlocks and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
So go
on. Yeah, like the conclusion I've made, I think the conclusion like is, I think it's a battle. I think it's like a pool, isn't it's a battle between somebody who's, because here's the thing as well, Jake Paul's been learning it for 3 years, been learning boxing, and like been learning it by the looks of it like quite legitimately, like quite, you know, like quite focused, with good focus. So I think anyone that fights anyone in a or does a sport that you've been free, like if you're in a sport for 3 years, let's say you do badminton for 3 years, and then I do something similar to badminton but not actually badminton, you're going to smoke me even if I'm really, oh, but this dude's sick, trust me, at javelin throwing or something like that. Not
Yeah.
maybe, but like, so the difference is, if I think if Ben Askren tries to play boxing, or not play boxing, but you know what I mean, like just go along with boxing, then it could be real dangerous. But if he goes in with, because Ben Askren's going in with, like you said, like way more experience in fighting and being in like uncomfortable situations and then pressuring and making it a fight. So if he makes it a fight, then that's what it's up. That's the I've really not made that very clear.
He will make it a fight based on what I've seen. Like, I've obviously only I've watched half an hour of a few different clips, and yeah, that Jake Paul's he looks, he was considerably better than the other two people he's just fought, but they weren't professionals, were they? So it was very,
yeah, exactly.
It was very like,
it's hard to
like street brawly, like, do you know what I mean? Like loads of
it's hard to compare levels, isn't it? It's like, it's real hard to compare a level when they're both like, if you've seen two pool players and they were both a bit shit and they went against each other and they were just both terrible and one of them kind of fucking won, you wouldn't be able to be like, oh yeah, that dude is gonna do well in a few, you know, like in a year's time or so, or a couple of years time.
Similarly as well, one thing that say you have like a tennis player that's absolutely like an unbelievable tennis player, played for years, plays at a really high level. If he goes on the court with like a novice and he's having a little bit of back and forth, you're not getting a true gauge of his ability because the competition's not there. Do you know what I mean? So you're only seeing him play someone crap. So you're not seeing him play at the level he's at. So, and one thing that can sometimes happen, like Jake Paul's going against someone that's a professional, someone that is going to be a challenge. Now, that could bring out a better side of him that makes him better than he seemed in the past, or he could struggle to compete at that level and kind of lose his head a bit. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I think it's an hard one to guess, me. Like,
I do
think he's got a good smack though. Only when he hit that basketball player, when he smacks him with that right hand.
Yeah.
Like, it was a good knockout. But the thing is, Ben Askren's going to see that coming a mile off. He's been smacked a lot of times in his career, and he knows the signs. So he's not had. I think he's struggled to land one of them punches on someone like him. So, yeah, it's an hard one. I think it could go either way. To be fair, I do think. I think that Jake Paul looks bigger, so he looks like he's got size to his advantage. But One thing I think though, and I know in terms of like point scoring, what you're saying in with regards to like someone's skill level, or how does that transition to a different sport? Do you know what I mean? But when someone's at a competitive level in a sport, or particularly a fighting sport, they've gone beyond an average person's level of gritting the teeth, and do you know what I mean, pushing themselves to the limit. So he's got that in him. Do you know what I mean? Then he's had it in him for years. So Jake Paul's not going to have that, is he? He's not going to have that. He's not going to train as hard. He's not going to have the same determination. You'd think, anyway. That's what it'd suggest based on his experience. But I don't know. Things can go either way, can't they? And especially in a boxing match.
Yeah, and I think another thing that makes it a little bit more of a mystery is the idea of Ben Askren being a wrestler, mainly a wrestler and a very good wrestler, and like throughout the fight, different fight organizations, he was like multiple world champion. He bought, his name is like Funky Ben Askren, because he like brings a funky style. So a mystery of the boxing could be like if he brings a style that's a bit, like oh, if you're learning boxing and you learn quite specifically, this is a jab, this is a jab, you want to turn your left foot out as you throw the jab, this is a right hook, then you learn the combinations, these are the combinations, you bring your hand back, and then all of a sudden, if you're fighting somebody that's not playing that game, and all of a sudden they're bringing a funky style to it, something that's different, that could also cause him problems
as well. Yeah, I think as well, someone's mental capacity and someone's ability to keep the head in it, do you know what I mean, is a major thing. And he's been put under pressure time and time again in various different fighting sports. So it's his fucking bread and butter, isn't it? It may be a different fighting style, and there's certain rules and stuff in boxing that he won't be fully accustomed to, but that's his thing. Do you know what I mean? Fighting's his thing, so he will be adaptable. He will be able to box. But whether he can beat someone that's trained for longer, and seems quite good, then yeah, I don't know. But I like to think he should win. He should win. That's my theory, but I don't know. What's your thoughts?
When I first seen it get announced, and then I watched it side by side, and I watched Jake Paul box versus like Ben Askren box, I was like, oh, well, I think Jake Paul could fucking knock him out. But then obviously with a bit of reflection and a bit of
I think Jake Paul will have to knock him out. I don't. Would he have the fitness or the ability to competitively go each round, or will he just blow out? Do you know what I mean? Blow a gas on round 3. Dude, I've done it myself. I've done a bit of boxing, and it's like them. If it's a 2 or 3 minute round, them couple of minutes is it's insane. First round is kind of okay, but then when you go into a couple of rounds, them couple of minutes are hell. Do you know what I mean? Like, of how much it actually drains.
Dude, I've never actually. No, yeah, I have. Certainly with jiu-jitsu, I've got to stages, but one thing I do very well with like MMA is relax, is the ability to like switch off and just have no mind and just flow. Like obviously
you get more freedom to do that in MMA because part of it's on the ground, and do you know what I mean? But
I'm talking solely boxing, solely kickboxing, solely thingy, like my fitness level. And I think I've certainly never I've never sparred people with a better cardio than me. So I think that's probably like what plays it as well. And I know you've had a good cardio system as well. So
yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting one because it's like, it's almost like Ben Askren needs to win, doesn't he? Like he shouldn't be beat by this guy, but this guy could knock him out. But it's almost more, it's more shameful for Ben Askren to lose to a random YouTuber than it is from a random YouTuber to lose to someone that's fought for like 15 years or whatever and at the ultimate level. Do you know what I mean? So Jake Paul can lose that fight and walk away and say, do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter that I lost. I fucking got in the ring with someone that's an ultimate fighter at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? It's not your average person. This person's, you've got to think, right? Before you get to the UFC, you've got to do years of being elite in your sport and go to fight at different things. So if someone that makes it to the UFC, that's the pinnacle, isn't it? That's the tip of the spear in that world, isn't it? In that sport, in that aspect of training or fighting. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think he needs to win. Don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Like Jake Paul's, if he's not humble, is he? He'll fucking absolutely terrorize him. If he beats him,
for sure.
He's gonna ruin him, isn't it?
Yeah, but it'd be fucking great if Jake Paul was kind of getting the better of Ben Askren and Ben Askren just fucking slammed him on his head. Just fucking suplexed him.
Just
out the ring.
He just fucked rules right off and just thought, I'm gonna hurt this motherfucker.
Yeah, and just fucking grabbed a hold of him, because that's the one interest as well, dude. I like it went with like I watch a lot of UFC and I fighting, and the thing that interests me the most is grappling and wrestling, which is like wouldn't have ever been the case before. Like years ago, it would have never been the case. But Ben Askren, there's like videos of him where he'll have like two watermelons so he'll be like hugging two watermelons, and then he'll be holding on with his right arm.
Just having an erection, and imagine if you just some really weird sexual fantasy.
Yeah,
he's got this hole in a watermelon, and he starts off cuddling and caressing it. And
did I tell you he's dressed as a fish? Well, yeah, he's got fins on. It gets better. It gets hotter, gets spicier, and he crushes the water.
He's watching porn at the same time. He's just got this watermelon, and the sound of the porn is getting him off.
He's encouraging us to watch porn with him as well.
Yeah. Yeah. He's telling us to also buy watermelons or some variation of similar moist fruits and stick porn on.
Specifically, he's got a really solid rule against apricots. Strictly no apricots. Like you boot it out of the, like you pay a Patreon of
tangerines, forget it. Strawberries, get the heck out of here.
Tangerines, tangerine, get right out of here. What was I saying? Yeah, so he crushes watermelon, so he's strong and he grabs a hold of people, and that's what I find fascinating is his ability and I can't
think of him doing weird shit to a watermelon. We shouldn't have gone and done that bit, because now
that's all you got.
Yeah.
No, okay, let's paint a new picture. So there's like so much footage out there that you can watch, hours of fucking footage of watching him just grab a hold of guys, and then guys just not knowing what the fuck to do because he's got a hold of them. And don't think of the watermelons. He hasn't got a watermelon with him. He doesn't cut every fight. The other fighter's like, why has this guy got a watermelon under his arm? Don't worry about that. He's cleared it with the boss.
Yeah, like he between rounds, he goes to ringside and the other guy's like getting water squirted into his mouth, and he's just getting watermelon rubbed on his face, like and rounds, running, and it just rejuvenates him. He comes back incredibly like with this new sense of like energy and fucking. But he's like, the watermelon's quite sour, and it's just like made his eyes proper squint. Do you know where he's got the juice in his eyes? So he's now can't see.
And he looks cute as well because like, a few of the seeds have like stuck to his chin, so it looks like he's got freckles.
Yeah.
Looks like he's been out in the sun.
Or like, say if one of the seeds is on his cheek and it starts to sliver down, and as it gets past there, he just goes, sucks in, it just goes in his mouth.
Yeah, or starts waggling his tongue out. He's got his tongue just waggling around really like really slowly, or just up and down, just to the right of him, out the right side.
Is it fair to say that you think Ben Askren should win because he caresses watermelons vigorously?
I don't know, dude. I really don't know now, because if he tries to make it a fight and he's like grabbing a hold of it,
he was going to say if he tries to make it fruity.
That would have been better, dude.
Yeah, like he comes out with like really like fucking fruit orientated insults, like I'm gonna make a fruit salad out of you.
Hey, this is what we were saying.
I'm gonna make this fight juicy.
This is what we were saying the other day about the trouble with like when you use, or not the trouble, or I think it's beautiful. However, when you use your imagination, you just make shit up. If you're in a conversation, you just forget about it. Like the other person seems dumb. Like if I now try and have a conversation with you about like a serious one about what my prediction is for the fight, the Ben v Jake fight, as if people don't know. We've just been chatting about it for the last like however long. But like if I try and be serious and you say something like imaginative and silly, all of a sudden it's like now I just feel like a wanker.
Yeah.
Like we were saying it the other day that like just immediately like.
Are apples suitable in Ben Askren's?
Yes, they are, especially in October, like for apple bobbing and whatnot for Halloween.
Nice.
Well, actually, he bobs for watermelons, not apples.
Yeah.
But it is fascinating to watch wrestling, especially I watch it slowed down. So you watch Khabib and Ben Askren because they're similar. I'd have loved to see those two fight, because you slow it down and then you just watch how they'll grab a fucking hold of someone, pull them down to the ground.
Grab a fucking hold of someone.
I fucking dude, I think it's amazing because you just grab hold of them, wrestle them to the ground like a, you know, on South Park when it's real gay, when the guy's wrestling, where he's trying to teach wrestling, and like, have you seen the one where so the kids are doing like learning wrestling, but they see WWE, so they're doing that, and the other guy, the like PE teacher, is trying to teach them actual wrestling. So he's got the headgear, the pants, and like he ends up going, oh dude, actually I don't want to do a fucking just, you know, I mean that's shit when you do that, isn't it?
Right, when you
tell
a long story, that's. I say we move on. Let's
move on.
I'm gonna let you off. I'm gonna let you have that one. I'm gonna let you have that one hiccup. That'll do, pig.
That'll do.
I've just thought of a thing, right? I don't know, like I've seen quite a few UFC fights, and I've seen people finish in all different like arm bars, and I wonder if you could just suffocate someone by just running at them, just jumping at the face and just pulling the face into your stomach. So they're like, like, could that be a thing? Have I just invented a new move? Like, if your face is buried in someone's belt stomach, like your nostrils and mouth, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
quite possibly.
Has any fight ever finished in someone getting suffocated by someone else's skin being pressed up against the mouth as some sort of gag?
And like the guy's name is like Steve Octopus Spring. Steve Jumpy. Octopus Jumpy. Paul, help me out here. Fire.
Swimmy,
Swimmy,
slappy,
slappy.
Samsonite.
Oh, Samsonite. I was nowhere near.
Samsonite.
Slippy.
What's your thoughts on that
then? Here's what I think.
Yeah, I want to know if it's possible. Can I? Have I just invented a new move? Like, could that be fucking Conor McGregor's new fucking game plan against Poirier? He's gonna rush in, as if he's gonna do one of his slick jabs or something, and he just leaps through midair and latches onto his face.
That's trouble. Like, his legs are wrapped around the shoulder line.
Yeah.
And his arms are reaching down, wrapped around the head.
Answer my question. Is it possible? Is suffocating possible by just pressing?
Okay, so in jiu-jitsu, if you roll with someone who's significantly heavier, I rolled with a dude who was 150 kilos. He weighed 150 kilos, and his pressure was obviously like unreal. So in jiu-jitsu, if you're rolling a big guy, you have to have something what's called frames. You have to have frames, especially if they're on top of you in side control or something. You have to try and create frames to stop your fucking like floating ribs from like cracking off and going into your lungs and shit. So if someone's really heavy, so you create like frames.
So what you're saying is there's movements to avoid what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And you just and the power of the hips as well, dude. A lot of time, like the power of like your hips can get you out of a good situation.
Like, has anyone ever finished a UFC fight by just fucking effectively, when someone's on the floor, just giving them bum on head, just putting the bum, just sitting on the other person's face and just holding them tight? Do you know what I mean?
Dude, you know what I'm hearing?
What?
I'm hearing a fucking highlight reel for the next upcoming fighter. Some dude.
You know what I thought you was gonna say? You know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing a lot of yesterday talk. So am I inventing new and innovative ways to win the fight or not? Am I just coming out with weird shit?
No, I think you're a born fighter through and through. I think you're like the Einstein of the fight world. You're the guy that everybody needs to go to get like the imagination to essentially think out of the square, dude, out of the box.
Yeah. So I had this invention, and this is totally off subject. Like, this is moving into a weird avenue. But have you ever seen them films where it's like a disaster film, and there'll be some big bomb or whatever, and it creates a fucking big fuck off tidal wave that comes onto like Japan or wherever and just washes ashore and just destroys all the building and kills all the people?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have. And also I regret that you don't have a film out, because I really wanted to be like, when you said, have you seen a disaster film? I wanted to name a film that you'd made, but then I was like, Paul doesn't have any films yet.
No, listen to me. Listen to my invention.
Go on.
So I watched this film, and I've created a way to survive this. Because what everyone like on the films, people are always getting cars and like try and outdrive the tsunami, and it's like,
right.
Do you know what I mean? Or they'll fucking, I don't know, or they'll go in a building and the building just gets destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
So I've invented a chair. Stay with me. You build this. If you're living near the coast and you're on a fucking, I was talking to Paddy about this the other day because we was at his house and we were saying about like it's something I've watched like a disaster film, and in my head I've been thinking of how you could potentially survive it. So you have a chair similar to a roller coaster that pulls down like a latch. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
You're locked in place.
Does it have a parachute in the back?
No. Just let me finish. You eager.
Can I?
You eager bunny. Hey, don't. You don't. Yeah, so you have this chair. So literally at the side of your house, you're in a coastal fucking you're right by the sea in an area that's prone to fucking prone to tsunamis.
Mm-hmm.
You've got your chair. It pulls down. This chair's attached to a steel cage that's round it, like reinforced steel. Stay with me. But it's also waterproof. But the chair is a ball within a ball, right?
Yeah.
So to absorb the shock, and it's got all shock absorbers in it, and it's waterproof, so it's buoyant. And you literally, like, the tsunami's coming towards you, and you've got like fucking 30 seconds before it hits you. You run outside into your garage or wherever, and you get in the balls that in your garden. You dive in the ball. Last minute, you pull the thing down, and the tsunami's washing away buildings and everything. And all it'll do is pick up your ball, and your ball will just float with it.
Dude, I got one question.
What?
Is there a GoPro cam in it?
Yeah, but the GoPro camera only films your reaction. So you're in it like, do you know what Paddy's theory was? Because we spoke about this. He said, if you had a swimming pool, I thought it was quite elegant, his idea. He said, you quickly put on some scuba gear, run outside into your swimming pool, and this is the edge of your swimming pool. And then as the tidal waves about to
dive it,
just go to the bottom of your swimming pool. Would it just go over your head? Yeah,
that ain't bad.
It's not bad. The flaw I found with his idea though is
debris.
I use that exact word also.
Debris.
What if some sort of shark or some shit's fucking caught up in the tidal wave and he's pissed off?
Oh yeah, that's
disorientated, and he just sees a little cheap bit of meat in that swimming pool. He's your ass toast. If he sees a cheap bit of meat in the swimming pool, you end up worm food. What's your invention?
What, for the tsunami?
Yeah. Let me tell you what I think this might have been Smithy said, you've got a little propeller plane and you just fly up in the air for a few seconds.
Oh, dude, I was thinking air. Dude, you two both went you went land. So you went land. Paddy went sea, didn't he? Or water. And I was going air. I'm with Smithy. Smithy, we're going up together, brother. So, but I was thinking fireworks as well, just to make it a bit jazzy, just to make it a bit fabulous.
To be honest, I've thought this through, and because I care, I've put 2 chairs in my capsule. Do you join me, or do you run across the field to the airstrip where there's a plane that's going to take off? I'm going to let you sit next to me in my capsule, and I'm not going to charge you much. I'm going to charge you £1,000 when the disaster's over. £1,000 entry fee. Like, imagine like the tidal wave's about to hit, and I'm proper haggling you, like I won't open the door for you unless you approve.
Yeah, you've got the transaction thing ready.
Yeah,
and
like I want you to send me the money first because I don't trust you, and like you've got bad signal and you're like trying to get on your online banking to send me the money.
Oh fuck, I've got to transfer some money over free. All right, yeah, just a minute. Well, what snacks do we have in the ball? Dude, I get peckish in tsunamis. Tsunamis make me hungry.
Lots of cocaine.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, that's what you'd need, wouldn't it? In a fucking tsunami experience.
It's just cocaine to steady your nerves.
Fucking GoPro and cocaine.
Cocaine and paracetamol for the headache.
Yeah.
Are you joining? Is my ball an effective? Like, imagine if they tested that and that they realised that was the way to save everyone's life. And all these places mandatory had to have these little capsules in the garden, these little buoyant steel fucking shock absorbing waterproof balls that can survive a tidal wave that can take out buildings. Probably be quite fun as well. Imagine getting launched. Yeah. Imagine getting launched miles proper fast by a fucking wave in a little bar.
I mean, yeah, it'd be a fucking.
Do you know what Smithy also said? There's a film There's a film with a rock in apparently, and this thing happens.
Well,
like,
Adam Black, a new film.
I don't know, but he drives in a boat. He drives out at sea in a boat to try and beat the wave before it breaks, if that makes sense. Does that
And
make
that's the premise of the film, is it? He tries to
I don't know what
escape.
it's about, but Smithy said that's another theory. This is another way to survive it.
Speedboat, boats and hose,
you drive at the wave,
yeah,
preempt it, and you drive over it while it's still a big hump before it breaks into some crazy ass tsunami. Because at first it had come towards shore like a big wave, wouldn't it? And then break.
And you could play bingo whilst you're on your way as well. I fucking love bingo when you're on the boat. I had a film idea.
Go.
So I was watching the other day. I was watching
watermelons.
Yeah, dude, plenty of watermelons. Plenty.
Watermelons and aggressive porn. I don't like the sound of your films. You're sick. You make me sick.
I was watching bloopers the other day, comedy film bloopers. I really enjoyed, I really like bloopers when someone does an improv scene and it makes everyone laugh and they're all just in stitches because they didn't expect it. So my idea was to be a film director with like a loose premise of like how the film would go, and then getting some good like comedian actors and essentially be like, right, we're going to shoot hours on hours of improv and then fucking make a film out of it where it's got like all the scenes and whatnot, but the scenes are just
the film has no structure. It's just all the best bits from the improv.
Yeah, but it has structure, so it'll be like, oh, this is the scene now where you rescue the woman, you know, and there'll be like a load of improv, and then obviously the one that makes it keeps you laughing in it as well.
Yeah, like one scene that they found really funny, you're just like, you're in like a denim jacket, and then it just goes to the next scene and you're just suddenly in a swimsuit or something. Like, there's just no structure because it's like, that bit's funny, let's put that in there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how did you get there? Why are you in that outfit? Do you know what I mean?
Why?
Back to Ben Askren. Askren. I call him Askren. Askren.
Askren is in the ask.
Okay.
I think. Okay. Okay, Cockface.
Okay.
If they have so if they have a boxing match and then Ben is like, right, I'm going to try and like clinch him, and I'm going to try and do some like dirty boxing and whatnot, and I'm going to try and win it through that. And then if the whole fight is just then them constantly being separated, and whilst they're separated, Jake Paul's able to pick them apart on the outside, and then every time they clench up, they get separated. I think if Jake Paul can, then it's not a great game plan also, because Ben would be getting hit.
Yeah.
And then, he'd be clinching, but then he'd be separated. It's just whether he can wear Jake out. But who knows, dude? Who knows how this could go? What do you think? Wait, have we got to make predictions? Have we got to bet? Let's bet.
No, I've got a better scenario. I think you should make a massive life choice that, like a crossroads in your life that goes in two directions. One direction, you remain a PT, you stay doing what you're doing. Another one, you quit your job and you just, I don't know, you go into something totally different. You need to come up with it, and you put it all on the strength of the fight. Like you assign Jake Paul to one life choice and Ben Askren to the other life choice, and you allow the fight to take hold of your future. Imagine doing that.
Yeah, and you do it with every fight. So like if you watch a load of like boxing matches, you do it with every one, and they're really serious. Like one of them is like, okay, if this guy wins, then I pick up like a heroin addict and heroin.
No, you should ease yourself in. Like, say the first fight, like, right, if Jake wins, I'm going to have lasagna for tea. If Ben Askren wins, it's going to be a nice chicken tikka masala. Do you know what I mean? Like I want you to ease into these like major life choices which you are going to do in the future based on weird boxing matches and shit. So like,
does it end with like roulette with a water pistol with acid in?
Or does it end with like fucking I don't know.
Me getting my asshole tattooed by you.
Yeah.
Like the actual asshole. Like you, what would you tattoo on?
I feel like you want that to happen. You came up with that suspiciously easy. Like I feel like this is something you've thought of before.
Got it in my notes.
Yeah, like
my notes is different.
We just drop it and like it keeps cropping up in different it keeps cropping up in different podcasts. You're like, be mad. Wouldn't it be funny if you just tattooed my arsehole? And you're like, you've said that before. Like,
have I? No, dude. No, you've said it before. You might have said it before.
You. Nobody's laughing at me. If anything, I'm laughing at them.
Yeah, or like subliminally as well. So I'm just like, yeah, that's funny, tattoo my asshole. Or you can hear it down the mug, tattoo my asshole. Share an echo of asshole.
So, have you trained today?
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
What did you do? Hey, what did you do other than lift slightly lighter weights than what I lift?
So I've planned 12. So I plan myself like a 4-week blocks, but 3 of them like 12-week bodybuilding program, and it starts with the first 4 weeks. I want to double down on legs, so I got 2 leg sessions for 4 weeks. So I started with legs today, and I did. This is what I did.
I'm only joking. Imagine what would you do if you just become a really harsh friend? Like just anything. I was just trying to knock you down. I just didn't want. Do you know what I mean? Just trying to make you feel really shit about everything.
I'd probably I don't know, like maybe I'd
start making excuses about the podcast, like, oh well, sorry, I can't do this Monday, Paul. I'm really busy with work and stuff. I'm not gonna make it.
Like I've not made weight. Like you decide what weight I have to be. What's your BMI before we start? And I'm like, oh, and then you'd be like, did you have pudding? Did you have pudding yesterday? And I'm like, Paul, just let's talk about something else. Did you? And like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not making the fucking
You're not cutting the
BMI.
Cutting the mustard.
Yeah. So yeah, dude, this is what I did. Actually, you want to know? You want to know what I did?
I want to know. I don't think I've ever wanted to know anything more than what you've got to say.
Good. So first of all, I've not done bodybuilding in 4 months. So I'm taking it easy. Back in first day, taking it easy. I did hip thrusts. Well, I warmed up on the Stairmaster. I did 5 minutes of like walking. Then I did and I'd already just finished mobility, doing like some movement with my client before. We ended with like a bit of like a yoga flow. So I got nice and loosey goosey, mate, in the old joints and the muscles and whatnot. And then I did 5 minutes on the
smoothie salmon.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, silky fucking smooth. Dude, I'll tell you what, if there was tsunami happened whilst I was fucking just about to train, I was so silky smooth, dude. I would have just slid through it.
Yeah, like you just remain stood in place, and you just the water your body just cuts through the water like a blade.
Yeah, like I'm a gecko, dude. Like a gecko, and all the fucking water's rolling off my back.
You know what I find mad? And when I look at my fish in the fish tank, like when you say you go over to the fish tank and you tap the glass a little bit, one of the fish will jolt and like move through the water super fast, and it doesn't look possible. Like doesn't look like how does a little waggle of that shit little flimsy fin shoot them through the water that fast? If I
Yeah.
sprint, I've got to engage all my fucking loads of muscles. Do you know what I mean? If you swim, like, how are they able to do it? I don't get it.
Like you find out that fucking all of your fish were ancestors of Usain Bolt. Like they were all related to Usain Bolt. They're loosely related. It was like, but it's like 8% Usain Bolt fish.
Yeah, like he jizzed on a tissue and threw it in the toilet, and there happened to be someone's goldfish in there, and it was some kind of DNA contamination.
Yeah,
he
and you've got
he jizzed on a tissue before quite a intense event.
Hey, speaking of jizzing in tissues, dude, I've got a theory that you might like. So as somebody who's somewhat
tissues.
Pardon?
What you was gonna say? As someone who's regularly jizzed in tissues.
As somebody somebody like yourself, a productive Peggy, somewhat. Productive Peggy or somewhat. I like to do that, dude. Words and then like just the P with the P. So I was like, okay, productive. What goes that? Peggy. Productive Peggy.
Yeah, I like, and you say
a
productive Peggy, if you will. If you like.
If you pardon the if you apologize for the profanity, if you pardon the profanity. No profanity in it.
Please. As you
hey dude, should we fucking talk about something and finish it? Because I've not said what I train. I'm going off. We'll loop round, dude. We'll loop round. So as somebody, right, so dude, I watched a video and it talks
I still want to know if you sent me the money to get in my waterproof capsule yet or not.
I'm gonna do this thing where I'm like where I'll fucking,
like, you start coming up with excuses like what it is. This check bounced last week and I've not been, because I've been furloughed, I've not been able to make as much money. I'm like, I don't care, dude. It's not a charity case. You can drown. It's my capsule.
I like that you put too many D's in the word drowned and drowning. But like
tell me what you said.
I'm like this, dude. I'm like with the tsunami, dude. I'm like, fuck off. With the tsunami, dude. With the money. I'm like, yeah, the tsunami actually, like, it got in and it made all my notes wet, and my notes are currently in my bank. They're currently being hung out to dry. So, your money, I will have your money soon. It's just drying because of the tsunami getting it wet, the wave.
Yeah.
So, as a productive, oh yeah, right. Fuck, dude. Jesus Christ. Hey, is this podcast? Is this podcast?
Just give me a minute, Paul. Can you pause it? Please, will you pause it? No, I'm not pausing it. Tell me what you're trained. I feel like you haven't trained. You're being mysterious about what you've trained.
Very being a fucking
you know what it reminds me of? It's like
being a duplicitous Debbie.
Yeah. It reminds me of, like, you really avoiding telling me like what you trained. It's like you've got a training partner and you went to the gym alone without him, and like, but you told him you weren't going to the gym. Oh, I've got a dentist appointment, so I'm not going to be training this morning. But you've actually been and trained, and you don't want him to find out. So you're not like, oh, well, I have trained, but like, yeah, can we just talk about Ben Askren?
Well, worse yet, dude. Worse yet, it's like fucking, you find out my workout's proper bitch. Like, my workout's like a proper bitch workout. Like, it involves me doing, like, you know, like you see in the 70s in the like pink lycra, you see the women with the fucking big bulgy
like
hair.
Dance type.
My leg day involves like just those type of movements.
Where you like raise your leg in the air and clap your two hands underneath it. That's not your warm up. That's your main exercise. That's your last set for 10 reps. 10 reps.
Yeah. Like, 4 sets of 10 reps, and because I'm challenging
10 claps.
Because I'm challenging myself, I only give myself 40 seconds rest in between.
Yeah, trying to bring down the rest time. Like, you started off and you used to have a minute's rest, but you've really developed and you're able to. Or like you try and gauge how hard you've trained by the how many decibels your clap makes. Like you're trying to clap dead hard. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Like, look at that guy over there. Just listen to the sound of his clap. He really knows how to train.
There's a dude, yeah, there's some dude like squatting 220 kilo making some noise, and everyone's like, look at that fucking asshole.
Yeah. Fucking
so this is what I trained, dude. I did 5 minutes, I did a little bit of loosey goosey, as we said. I'm loosey goosey, and then I did 5 minutes on the Stairmaster, like just walking. You know that stair thing, the moving stairs, dude. Have you ever been on that?
No.
Dude, it's good. 5 minutes on that, warm the legs up, the leggy pews. I either do cycling or that. So my cardio is always to do
the elevator. You're in Stairmaster and I just get the elevator.
Yeah, quicker. It's a quicker warm up.
It's a quicker workout.
It's all about productivity.
I go up and down in the elevator instead of the Stairmaster. You'll find it burns quite a lot of calories off pressing the button. Like I have to press first floor and then I get all the way up to the first floor and I have to press ground floor. So you see there's quite a lot of, I'm engaging the shoulder as like you trying to really just decide out.
And you and where you've taken so much pre-workout as well, it's burning a great deal of energy, is the anxiousness of the lift and it possibly breaking with you in it and your heart going so fast.
Yeah.
You're really burning those calories. Then I did hip thrusts. So I did my 5 minutes, I did hip thrusts, did 4 sets of 10, only went up to 90 kilo. And then I held it, paused at the top. Pardon?
Like when you want to sound really strong, and I only did 90 kilos.
Well, no, here's the thing though, dude.
I only did 150 kilos for 20 reps.
Yeah, but here's the thing with hip thrusts. If you do hip thrusts now,
when you say hip thrust, do you mean where you lie on the floor and thrust up in the air with your hip?
So yeah, you want to have a bench. You want to have a bench behind you,
like that exercise.
Yeah, dude. So you want a bench perpendicular to your upper back, and then you want to do hip thrust. And here's the thing: if you want to like lift some serious weight,
I thought that was a proper womanly. That's what all the girls do in the gym wherever I go. Like I've never tried it, but I'm just against the exercise for some reason.
Right. So here's my theory and my philosophy on it. The kinetic chain, dude. The center part of the kinetic chain is the glutes and the core. So I think your glutes and your core want to be really strong, and that glute is, you'll get way more activation doing hip thrust because you're extending and you're locking out at the hips, so you're engaging the glutes far more and you get more of a contraction than a squat. And I do it also for jiu-jitsu. You want powerful hips, dude. You want powerful glutes to escape stuff, and dude, that's where all your power is. If you like, let's say you're listening to this podcast and you're thinking about going to a gym or what have you, or you're and like, especially if you're not that strong, like I think the alluring thing about it can be how you can get people into doing it is you can lift big weights. So like if I'm training female clients, you know, like you can have them do really serious fucking weight, and then it's like, then they feel like super strong, and like obviously some of them are fucking mega strong outlifters. I was sometimes, dude, to humble myself, I watch like a Russian girl who's like 8 years old and she fucking deadlifts fucking my 1 rep max for like 10 reps, and then I'm like, oh yeah, cool. It's not a level playing field.
Yeah, I've never really done them. Like, to me, I don't see it as a necessary exercise in what I'm doing training.
Oh, dude, it is, man. You think about, so you do tennis. Most sports need what's called the posterior oblique sling. What this is your left glute marries up with your right oblique, your right lats, your lattice on the small side.
The hip bone.
Dude, don't do this. I'm trying to do. God damn it, man. You know, like I want to actually like get.
I've stole his science lesson,
yeah, dude. I'm gonna send you out. Hey, Paul, do me right, Paul. Go and wait outside the shop for 5 minutes. Out. I want you to go outside for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You can come back in when I call you. I'm going to continue this science lesson without you. Yeah, so your posterior oblique sling is the movement is your right glute and your left lat and your right lat. So basically it's like this pulley system, this twist in motion, this motion here, which you get from like you get everything, dude. Boxing, kickboxing, tennis. What do you do if I say everything and I only name like 4 things and then I can't think of any more? Golf, any swinging, any sort of like movement where you're like, this is the posterior oblique. You get that powerful, dude.
But
what do you mean, but?
Performing the action of them sports is also developing these muscles. So that exercise is redundant, isn't it?
No.
That's like saying, oh, dude, that's like saying you have to do squats because it'll really help you when you're doing your box jumps and your finger. Your box jumps is helping you do your box jumps. Does that make sense? You wouldn't have to do the squats.
Like, it does, but here's where your argument falls apart.
I get what you're saying.
Can I tell you where your argument falls apart?
Go on.
Hypertrophy. Or any sort of so when you bodybuild, what you do is you know this fucking more than anyone. You fucking, well, actually not more than anyone, because there's bodybuilders that know it more than both of us. But you know that when you overload the muscle, you tear, there's muscle tears, there's micro tears in the fibers, then you eat the protein and you get the good enough long enough sleep, and then you rebuild those muscles stronger and more powerful and like better generator of force. You're able to elicit force and power through like bigger, stronger muscles.
I'm not disputing resistance training. I'm disputing that one particular exercise, because I don't think that's necessary, that exercise. I see girls doing it all the time in the gym, and it's not even particularly necessary for girls. It's an exercise that's become very like,
why?
It's like it's become an exercise that's like a proper novelty thing to do, I think.
Dude, you know when like we talk about like the good thing about like with us is we're quite humble and we're first to admit we don't know everything.
Yeah.
Here's the only time I'll probably say it. You're wrong. Like that exercise is like fucking is
that exercise more beneficial than a deep squatting box jump?
Quite possibly, yeah. Because no, but okay, so let's have a little debate on this. Masturbate. If you've got if you have somebody that has like
isolated exercise, it's isolating the glutes and the hips. So what I'm saying is you're engaging them same muscles explosively in a deeply squatted down box jump.
Okay.
You're not solely targeting the glutes.
What if this person though has an issue with their mind to muscle connection and firing the glutes properly? Because people, dude, you can
regress it, don't you? You start with just half squats, slowly go a bit lower, introduce some weight.
Yeah, but if somebody's already got, the thing is though, dude, if somebody's already got like an overdeveloped like quads or hamstrings, or they've got something funky going on with their hips.
The only thing I'm saying, dude, I'm not diminishing this particular exercise. I'm saying I'm not a fan of it. Like, I don't see that.
Yeah, sure. But you are diminishing it when you say that it's not, you don't think that it's important to do.
Because I don't. There's a lot of isolated exercises that I don't feel are necessary, because you can get this, you can target that with a compound movement. Like, I'm more of a fan of targeting major areas at once. I'd prefer a clean and press to a military press, even though the actual press of the clean and press is the press of the military press, but that's isolated, isn't it? When you're cleaning it, you're engaging all areas of the shoulder from the ground upwards, and then you're also engaging all your back, your legs. Do you know what I mean? So
But yeah,
what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that exercise isn't fucking brilliant, because it's isolated, so it's great for girls, because girls want muscle in their ass, don't they? That's what girls want. Girls that go to the gym, that mostly they're developing they're developing them areas for shape, aren't they? That's what they want to look good. So I get why they do it. Me personally, it's not an exercise I'll ever do. Like I've not really seen many lads doing it. Like I'm not in the gym up here anyway, so I'm not ruling it out, saying it's shit. It's a great isolated movement. What I'm saying is, in my training program, it'll never be an exercise I'll do, because
never say never, dude.
I'll always see. It's like I'm massive into to heaves, me. So I'm into doing chin ups from my back, like, and I do use the pull down machine, because it's great, because it is isolating and stuff. But I do find that what I'm getting out of doing pull-ups, I'm not doing it at the moment, because I'm not really strong enough. I'd probably do fucking a few reps, but yeah, no, it's not something, because you know something, dude. And this is what I've said to you in the past, I've fucked off quite a lot of the rules in terms of training. Like, I'm very sort of like, for a while I didn't do any deadlifting. I fucked deadlifting off. I've started doing it more again now, but I just thought that I'm going to have a break from deadlifting, because all the other stuff I'm doing, I am sort of engaging my lower back. Do you know what I mean? So I don't need to specifically do deadlifts, even though that's the best thing for me to do for that area. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes I do swerve and exercise for a bit, but yeah, the hip thrusts one, it's not something I'd really turn to. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
but you should also be humble in that this is my craft and this is what I study every day. And it's like me saying about tattooing, I wouldn't have no place. I get that you were a PT and stuff and you learned it.
No,
but
yeah.
like, I watch videos like every day on it, so it's like I do know what I'm talking about, and like I do. If I have clients with
what you're saying, you've said it's absolutely necessary. I'm saying it's not. So we're both in a way, we're both right, because
I'm not necessarily like, oh, it's a non-negotiable, it is a necessity.
Like every single client, like, yeah, I just want to get a bit more like shape. You know, when clients don't know the name of muscles and stuff,
yeah,
just want a bit more shape.
Like,
okay, we'll start with hip thrust.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, yeah, I'm saying that for me, it's not something I need to be doing. But I get what you're saying.
But if you do have a PT at some point and they say to you, they do like different tests, like different various tests on you, and then all of a sudden they say, oh, okay, your glutes aren't firing properly. Your hip flexors are always tight when you're walking, because your hip flexors are doing the work, and because your glutes aren't firing properly, or your glute medius or the muscle on the outside of the hips are tight because your maximus isn't firing properly, blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden you say, okay, well, what's the number one exercise that I can do to get a better mind to muscle connection between me and my glutes and build them up stronger? It is that movement. That's number one, dude. I'm bringing it fucking.
I might go into the gym tomorrow and do some hip thrusts and send you a video of it.
Dude, it made me so happy, dude. It made me so happy.
I'll do it for you.
You got to fucking lock out, dude. You got to fucking lock your fucking hips out, tilt your fucking posteriorly, tilt your pelvis in so you engage the fucking glutes better, and squeeze the core and look forward and have your legs fucking separated about hip width apart, or just over hip width apart, and then about 15-degree fucking angle out.
15-degree
angle out in your feet, so your feet are in line with your shins, kind of. Dude, it made me so happy.
I'm gonna do it.
But so this is why I did my workout. What?
I'm gonna do it for you because you're You're quite protective over this exercise. So
I am, dude, and I am, because it's fucking, it's
close
one of
to
them,
your
dude.
heart.
Yeah, because this is what happens, dude. When you have clients and they come with you and you have various problems, you start to notice patterns and like, oh, okay, yeah, I've seen this one before. Like imagine how like a mechanic would be.
What
Like,
you're saying is you've found this exercise has helped people time and time again.
massively, yeah, because
Yeah,
like
I never said at any point that it's a shit exercise or it's not targeting the area. All I said is I don't feel it's necessary for me, for how I train. Do you know what I mean? Like if say I had really bad posture and like I don't know, I was getting some problems while I'm working and like I needed to target these areas and I didn't thought, right, shit, what am I gonna do to develop my body to avoid these situations? And I spoke to a PT and they advised me to do that, then yeah, I probably would do it. I'm not saying I won't do this exercise. I'm just saying that from what I've seen of the exercise, it's not something I'd feel that I need to do. Do you know what I mean?
also girls love it, dude. Girls will love it.
Chicks dig it.
Uh,
I'm having loads of women trouble and I just can't get a girlfriend, and then I just really take in what you've said and I think, right, well, 40 swears by this exercise. I'm going to do some hip thrusts. So they go in the gym and like girls are just coming up to me in the gym giving me the number and stuff.
yeah, just dropping bits of paper with their number on. And them in a thong, just like a picture attached to it with a little paper clip. Yeah. Just like walking past, dropping it in your lap whilst you're hip thrusting.
But no, yeah, it's great to be back, mate. That first session today felt good. I trained a bit like a pussy, but I proper took it easy. Do you know what I mean?
You have to if you haven't trained properly, dude. You have to, you really do. I did. So, right, I'm going to get it out real quick. 4 sets of 10 hip thrusts. Then I did some hamstring curls where you a prone position line hamstring curls. Did 2 sets of 16. Then I did 3 sets of 12 on leg extension. Then I did seated calf raises with weight stacked on my knees because that hits the soleus, the different part of the different part of the calf. You got the gastro, the big one, that's standing calf raises. Seated ones is the different part of the soleus. And then I superset that with tying like a black band around my foot. And what I do, dude, is I tie the band around like a bit of equipment, and then I'd put the black band around my foot, and then I'd scoop my hips back so there's tension and taut in the band. And then I would just do this with my foot, like I'm putting it on a gas pedal, and then like bring it up again. And what that does is it does like the muscles around the front of the calf as well. The shin is a good one.
Yeah.
It helps with that'll stop you getting shin splints where you, if you're like one of these people that goes out and gets them, like develop that muscle, get it stronger. And then I did some windmills, as in like for the obliques to strengthen the side of the core. And then I did about 15 minutes of yoga, and that was it. Took it easy, dude.
Nice. Nice and subtle. Subtle. Yeah. Nice and subtle. So what was it like taking clients in a gym again properly, like face to face, and getting away from the hours and hours on Zoom every day?
It was good, man. I shat really well, dude. I think when I was on my feet all the morning, I had a really good shit, dude.
Yeah. In a facility as well, and not in the woods and then in a bag.
Not in the wilderness, yeah.
Like when you shit on an actual toilet, like especially if you're in a nice facility, that must feel great after some of the outdoor ones you have to do. Do you know what I mean? It's like if I don't know, it's like
I go in there with like a gold fucking a gold blanket and shit, and I'm like hanging stuff up on the sink, like around the sink. I've got like a scent burning and whatnot.
Yeah, because I can relate to that in a different way. So I spent nearly 4 years in jail. I did 4 Christmases on the trot in prison, the bread they supply you is bread that's basically just gone out of date that comes into the jails. So it's not stale as in it's hard, but the bread, you know, when you've had bread for a few days and it's not soft, it's like almost feels a little bit stale.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the bread's like in jail, and then the food's shite, right? So I ate this mundane crap food for all them years. And I remember the day I left jail, there was a little cafe around the corner. And my girlfriend at the time, she picked me up at the prison gates, and I walked out massively fucking overwhelmed with what was going on. I've just got my freedom back and walked out the prison, and I've got in the car and we've gone round to this little cafe, and I got a sandwich, right, and it must have been like a proper basic, say it was a bacon butty, right, bacon sandwich, it must have been quite basic, but I remember the bread was so soft and fluffy, like I thought, oh my god, I've never tasted bread this nice, but it was just dead normal. But like, because of that shit bread for years, like you can't imagine what it was like. And it wasn't. It was just something that was quite basic, and that's what I imagine some of your toilet experiences. You know, you go in, and it's like, oh my god, the seat's warm. It's like, do you know what I mean?
You know when Peter first,
like nettles and stuff.
The first time Peter has a Red Bull, and I feel like I just got home. And
me and Smithy love that. Hey Smithy.
Hi Smithy.
Fuck Facebook.
Smithy, of course, is the he trains people. He's the guy that trains people how to duck dive tsunamis. When there's a tsunami, he's the guy. He's like the main head body of the security. He runs the whole thing. He's got this, like, he's got over 52 schools in the UK alone that teach you how to duck dive around different coasts.
None of them are quite warm into the idea, but he really pushes his agenda. Like he gate daily.
Yeah. He's just got so much money to pump into this thing.
Yeah. No one's backing the idea, but he just put all of his wealth into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like even he's got a completely separate company that just does merchandise for this cause. Like t-shirts, little bumper stickers, and like fucking nice fluffy hats.
He's also a very accomplished fraudster, and he just basically frauds.
And a virgin.
And dude, there's something I wanted to talk about. We were talking about it a sec ago. We were on the fucking subject of it.
On the verge.
Dude, what was it? You were talking about
bungee jump.
that was it.
Would you do a bungee jump? Be honest. I think I'd shit my pants.
No, I don't know if I would now.
No. You say now like you once would. I would have done it. I'd have jumped out of a plane years ago, but not anymore.
Dude, I have jumped out of a plane 4 times.
Nice. I haven't. No time.
Nice.
Nice. Did you thrust your way out the plane? Like the guy in the plane's telling you to sit on the edge and just fall your body out, and you're like, no, I want to hip thrust my way out, and you really fucking you proper get into arguments with him, and like, no, just like, no, 40, it's really dangerous what you're trying to do. Just let me hip thrust.
And then I'm sat on the edge of the plane. I'm supposed to, like, my feet dangling. I'm supposed to just fall forward, but instead I go like a fish out of water.
Yeah,
you know, when a fish is out of water.
Yeah.
And I do that, and I go, and then I just like I hit the wing, and it fucking like wobbles the plane.
You want it to really feel like you're in the gym, so you want the guys on either side of you to put the hand on your belly as if they're resistance, as if they're the bar. I'm like, use all your weight and pull against me. I'm going to hip thrust into you.
Try and hold me in. Try.
Really fire up the glutes.
And the whole way up, I'm just doing hip bridges from my back.
You just lay there going up. Like, they really want you to put your backpack on, which is the parachute, and you insist on wearing it on your front and not on your back because you feel like it's going to hinder your hip thrust. So you've just got your parachute on the front of you there, and as it comes out, it's all in your face like that.
And then, it rises up, hits me in the face, and then where obviously the chute opens, all of a sudden my hips just thrust up, and it's just my groin being thrown in the air at speed, and then obviously my hands.
As your hips thrust out, that conditioned, it makes this noise. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Whereas as if you fucking attached it to a fucking like a cliff edge, fucking rock.
You know, like a mouse trap when you pull a bit of cheese and it goes. Yeah, like that. That's how conditioned your hips are. They just lock out in some kind of whip motion.
I've got the same amount of fucking power as a bear trap, as a fucking like 15,000, like a 1,500-pound bear trap.
Yeah, like you know when you get really weird statistics, like when if you put your face near Fordy's hip and his hip thrusts out into your face, that's the same as getting hit by a car at 40 miles per hour. Like the force of your hip thrust.
What are them wrecking balls? Yeah, like it's a fucking my hips have the same amount of power as a fucking
bar.
Yeah, as a fucking 120 kilo demolition ball.
Right, dude.
Hey, dude.
Should we end?
Yeah, I was gonna do secret time, but let's do it. Let's end. Let's end on a
wrecking bar.
Yeah. Okay. Bye, Smithy.
Bye, Smithy.
Oh, and also we spoke about Paddy as well, so bye, Paddy, as well.
Bye, Paddy.
Should I start mentioning my friends?
Yes.
Well, they are my friends as well, but I never see them. But
yeah, I hate your friends. Can I not mention my friends?
Are you doing that thing where you carry it on?
I get nervous about pausing it because I feel like something's going to slip out here that I'm going to enjoy. So like,
well, I record at the beginning, don't I? So I have about 5-10 minutes at the beginning, and then a little bit at the end.
Slippy time.
Yeah.
So just to summarize, if anyone out there wants to get extremely strong, never do hip thrusts. I'm only joking.
Correct.
Fordy says do hip thrusts daily, even hip thrust relatives, hip thrust everything.
Yeah, take hip thrust intervals, breaks during the day. You know, in the cinema, out on a date.
You sat on a bus to work and you've got a bit of time, just hip thrusting. You see, sleeping up.
No, get in the aisle, dude. You need the aisle.
Yeah, like so it gets to someone's stop. And the bus is coming up to a stop and someone's pressed the button, but you haven't finished your set and you're just like, you're going to have to give me a sec. It's like, stop it.
Yeah, step over. Step
onto me. I need the weight. Step onto my hips. No, I can take it.
Yeah. Let me do, and then as they step off, you grab their fucking ankle. Hang on, 2 more.
Yeah. See, I told you I shouldn't have recorded. I mean, press stop.
Did you press stop?
No. Yeah, I knew you had a bit more love to give. Are we ready to go?
Are we? I thought you were stopping, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Peace.